So, in this lecture, we'll look at the first concept of true love, romantic relationships, and how certain expectations have arisen from fairy tales to play a role in the romantic aspects of our lives. Sometimes a wayward soul may even get their love entanglements confused with those accounts found in fairy tales. So, we'll also look at the monstrous and the beautiful. Do opposites attract, and how do fairy tales, normally based on the superficial, deliver messages of inner beauty? And how do we tell these tales apart? Where does true beauty lie? And how should we understand the fairy tale in its role of socialization when quite often the reality of the depiction of relationships in fairy tales transferred to reality reveals itself to be incredibly toxic? So what is beauty? How much does beauty matter to us in our daily lives? Many people have established a routine as part of their daily ritual, which includes hygienic measures, application of scents, brushes, paints, lacquers, pastes, and lenses, just to name a few. And the measure of our preparations matches often the perceived importance of our endeavors that day and whom we expect to meet. Beauty and first impressions. The necessity of superficial aesthetic enhancement is culturally acknowledged, and an enormous industry of perfumes, fashion, and modeling are well into the billions of dollars earnings every year. In fairy tales, inner beauty displays itself superficially, while tales of transformation assume that the external change is a manifestation or symbolic of an internal alteration. So to trust the logic of fairy tales for our real life orientations is filled with many traps, such as believing that those who appear to act beastly should at some point be able to change, or that the beautiful are also aspiring to moral goodness. So one of the most disturbing popularized tales of a toxic relationship is Disney's Beauty and the Beast. Is it possible that romantic love could change a person's ingrained reactive toxic pattern of control, aggression, and insecurity? What do Belle and the Beast really have in common? Well, she's beautiful and intelligent. He's wealthy and aggressive, socially awkward. But perhaps it is this loyalty that maybe attracts her. So think about whether you would think twice about reporting the arguments you would overhear from them, of them having, to the authorities if they were your neighbors. So tales that depict no consequences for or even encourage aggressive behavior to control another person, well, they're dangerous in how they normalize abuse. And these animal suitor tales bear all the marks of an abusive relationship, with the intensity of emotions, the insistence on moving quickly, the over-the-top gestures, love letters, empty romanticized gestures with obsessive behavior, jealousy that leads to irrational and angry outbursts. Well, the Beast uses intimidation, he monitors, he controls, and he checks in on Belle, and he isolates her in this castle, making her dependent upon him, insisting that they only spend time with each other and forbidding her to go or talk with anyone else. And over time, the criticism telling her she is wrong slowly brainwashes her into not even trusting herself. So eventually the isolation and loneliness has her talking to her silverware. So she is made responsible for the curse, the only one who can rescue him, threatening her, all to punish her for knowing his vulnerability as well, meeting his frail Rose. So there are plenty of warning signs for Belle, but then what attracts her in the first place? Perhaps it's his passion that carries her away. Maybe it's her sympathy for his situation. Maybe it's his overly masculine characteristics. He is the wolf of Little Red Riding Hood in a suit. As some scholars have pointed out, there is an honesty about his character in that the ugliness is there to see at the get-go. So many viewers of the film felt thoroughly disappointed when he turned into a prince, finding it kind of dishonest and a bit repulsive in comparison to the raw masculine passion that the Beast form incorporated. And his transformation is as if he has transformed into just another version of Gaston. And Gaston is different, however, is in that his superficial charm and beauty has made him vain and narcissistic. And Belle becomes a sought-after trophy for him after her rebuff of his advances and the wounding of his ego. So it's certain that he would not make a suitable match for her or anyone, since his egotism would need to be constantly fed, which would necessitate his continuing conquests to bring meaning to his otherwise empty existence. So this is a fairy tale beloved by many, but it distorts our expectations of reality with the idea that emotionally abusive people can be changed into beloved princes who are just supposedly hiding underneath. And while people are capable of change, romantic entanglements are not the forum or catalyst for changes that require intensive therapeutic training and commitment. So there's something about our ability to bond with animals and project our wishes for partnership onto these furry companions. And there's some safety and importance to our relationships with most domesticated animals. So this leads us to some key psychological insights that about what we want to offer and what we desire in a partnership with then others. So for this next part, after being asked the question, pause the video and write down your answers. There are 3 questions, and they are all a way of accessing concepts or deeper concepts, perhaps unconscious concepts, that through related metaphors. So the first question is for you to choose your favorite color and then describe it with 3 adjectives. Adjectives are descriptors. Like, for example, if I thought of a color like blue, maybe I'd be like calm, deep, reflective, something like that. So try that now. And second, choose your favorite animal and describe it with 3 adjectives, like say a fox, because it's wild and intelligent and cute, something like that. Then third, choose any type of water, like a babbling brook, a flowing stream, a placid, or even an icy lake. And then the 3 adjectives you have to describe that. So get those 3 answers done and then continue the video. So the first question tells us about what we want from ourselves, the color. The adjectives you use to describe the color can indicate how you want to be perceived, the ideal version of you, or how you see yourself. These are the qualities that you prize and value in yourself and perhaps admire in others. It can also tell you what you want, what you find attractive and beautiful or unique about yourself. The second question tells us about what we want in a partner. The adjectives you use to describe your favorite animal describe those traits you value, desire, or esteem in a potential partner. And here you can get a sense for whether inner qualities or superficial features play a more predominant role in what you are looking for. The third question tells you about what you want out of a romantic relationship. Do you really want something that is long-lasting, will hold forever, or are you simply looking for something that is short-term? So how passionate or dispassionate should the relationship be? It is also important to understand that your answers could change over time. We change, and it's not fixed in what we want for ourselves, what we are looking for in others. What is important is that we can be honest about what we want and be able to communicate our needs and desires, as well as listen to those from others. And as we work through our tales of beauty and vanity this week, remember that these were written over 2 centuries ago, and they may both contain some insights that hold true today, as well as many false assumptions and norms that have long been abandoned.